Good morning, fellow creators. It is about 8:15, February 8th, Saturday. And this is going to be a short one because I've got a bunch of stuff to do today. So my friend Tiffany's coming by a bit later this morning for one of our periodic studio sessions. Really looking forward to that, which gives me about 2-ish hours to actually record any videos. This is also newsletter weekend and group critique weekend. So not only do I, need to start this painting that I sketched out, this fun little mini overhanging cliff thing. I'm going to do a couple more sketches. These are really fun to do. I'm going to feature a video about these sometime soon. Basically using just black watercolor and a big giant brush as a way to sketch. Really, I haven't done that in a while, and it really helped bring this idea to life, so that was really cool. The thing I'm working on in the meantime, though, is this wonderful block of wood. So back at the end of last year, I was finishing up this mushroom city painting, which sold, by the way, a mixed media piece, I guess I technically could say. And as I was working on that piece, especially towards the end, I was doing a lot of the finishing illustration work with colored pencils. And I found that as I was using colored pencils, especially my loose ones, and I have a lot of loose ones, I needed a way to keep them organized. They're rolling all over my table, this way, that way. Was I using this pencil already? Was I using that pencil already? I have no idea. So I thought about it for a while, and I'm like, I need essentially to make a colored pencil palette, something that can hold a bunch of colored pencils without necessarily putting them down or back into a pile. So like the way you arrange paint on a palette like anything else. So I'm like, I need something like that, but for colored pencils. So I came up with this idea of just drilling out a bunch of holes in a block of wood. And I'm like, that could work. So I got a drill bit. It's about, I think it's a 1/4 inch bit. And 2 blocks of wood. This is really fun. I did this early in the week. I had actually done another one of these, but I didn't realize I had a couple of nails in it, which were going to cause problems. Got a, I always forget the name of this. Not a circular saw, not a radial saw, a miter saw. There we go. Which I've been loving for cutting down various things and projects like this. Things I've been needing to do for a long time. Like I have a circular saw, but I have to back my car out of the garage to use it. This, I can just fire it up and go bzzzt really fast and not have to worry about making a mess, at least down here anyway. So, took those together, clamped them and glued these, and there's just a couple of 2x4s. So now what I'm going to do, I was actually thinking about this just now. The goal was to drill down from the top, sitting them this way, but this would give me a lot more surface area and space. The thing that's kind of keeping me from doing that is I don't want to drill through the glue layer. So I think I'm going to go ahead and still keep it like that. So I found out that based on the fact that this is a 1/4 inch bit and measured out a little template on a piece of paper, I should be able to get 4 rows of these all the way across. I'm not sure how many I'm going to end up getting, holsters I'm going to end up getting. The bit itself, as long as I don't go all the way to the bottom, should be fine. And this should allow me to put various colored pencils in here, and essentially using them as a palette. So I'm going to go ahead and drill this out. Well, thankfully I have a hardware store at the bottom of my hill because this bit is so dull it won't even penetrate the wood. Words cannot express how thankful I am to live within a 3-minute drive of a hardware store, a grocery store, and an auto parts store. Everything opens early, and yeah, it's just nice. Okay, brand new bit, which now that I'm looking at this, maybe I probably should have picked up a 3/8 inch as well. This might not actually be I don't think this is, I think the other one was a 3/8 inch. All right, I can at least wiggle the bit a little bit and do it that way. But I can even feel this is actually sharp. So that's nice. Yeah, that actually worked. But I bet it's not big enough. Nope, not big enough. Shit. I'm not going back to the store again. But it is a proof of concept. Yeah, I needed a 3/8. Great. Okay, so it turns out I do have a 3/8, and the one I tossed must have been a 5/16 then. So this will still work. It'll just be a little bit wider than I wanted it to be, which means I'm definitely going to go ahead and drill top down and completely change my mind on this thing. Just grab a colored pencil and stick it in like that. Yeah, it's too loose for sure. It would be wide enough for like a pastel pencil, like one of them. Yeah, so this will work. I just have to get that other bit. This is definitely too wide for what I want. Have to get the 5/16. But I'm not, at this point, don't really have time to go back to the store again, even though it's 3 minutes away. But that's the general idea of all this. Ah, the joys and failures of the artistic life. If this was a regular weekly video, I would have just cut all of this. But it's a vlog, so you can be here for the process of being like, well, that didn't work. Well, that also didn't work. Well, I bought the wrong size. Like I think it's important to show these things, to be like, well, not everything works all the time. And then sometimes you get lucky and something works, and then you can say, I made a painting. So depending on how long you guys have been floating around this channel, some of you might be aware that I do actually have a second YouTube art channel. It is called Sketch Every Day. I have not uploaded to that channel in well over a year. In the last video I put up was talking about what I kind of wanted to do with the channel as a whole, because it's been pretty much dormant even before the one from last year. A lot of what sort of kept me away from uploading there was just a lack of ideas and a lack of ideas of what to do with it. I started the channel, oh God, maybe 8 years ago. No, probably 10 actually, now that I'm thinking about it. And as a way to kind of get myself into a daily sketching habit. The problem with that these days is that I no longer have a daily sketching habit. That was broken for me about 3 years ago whenever I broke my right wrist. Not thinking about the most recent time where I broke my left. And I was no longer able to sketch on a regular basis for several months, and it really broke me out of that habit. And this isn't to say that I don't sketch anymore at all. It's just that I don't sketch on a daily habit. And while the daily habit at the time was extraordinarily useful and really helped bring a lot of interesting new ideas and practices into my work, it is no longer conducive for me to actually sit down and work on something every day that way. Now I'm in the studio almost every day, or night I should say, but it is limited to a more concentrated, these small concentrated bursts of time. So that channel in many ways has just kind of sat on the wayside. I also uploaded up through probably number 24 or 25 flip-throughs of my old sketchbooks starting from high school onward, which I think a lot of people really resonate with as well. Now, so with that thing for a long time, I've been, even back last year when I put that sort of update video up there, I found that I knew even then that I need to find a way to sort of shift the channel a little bit and rebrand it to something that I think is a little bit more conducive and finding a way to bring that channel back. Now compared to this one, it's much smaller, but I have noticed that audience compared to this one, and nothing against you guys, but that audience, even the fact that I almost never upload over there, is much more dedicated. I think because like this channel from the ground up was a lot of different things. It was my personal channel, and it was a place to share like short films, and then it became an art channel. But that one from the ground up was an art channel, and I think it just gets better recommendations and better views and things just based solely on that. But I've been wanting for a long time to sort of bring that stuff back, at least to some degree. And I think I've finally nailed that down. It's just going to be about, you know, working at a new logo and a new intro. And I was actually working on writing the idea for the new channel trailer for that one as well a little bit last week. So I settled on the name Sketch Life. So that feels more like me at this point. That it's not a daily thing, but it's more shifting the philosophy of you know, working on something every day to thinking about it more in the long run of getting yourself out of your sketchbook and not confining yourself to that space. Not that there's anything inherently wrong with keeping a sketchbook, but not everybody thinks and works in that capacity. Like in a sketch for like someone who's doing a pottery project might be completely different than, you know, like a traditional landscape thumbnail. And I don't want to limit things just to, you know, just to the thumbnail side of it. So I'm happy with the name. It's I kind of went through a few different iterations of what to call it, but given a little extra time, and I don't want to like necessarily be on like an upload schedule for that channel as well, because again, like the subscribers here at Cinder Block Studios and everything here is definitely more my primary, but I've been wanting to bring that back for a long time. So at this point, it is just again a little bit more of the planning stage. I need to work on, you know, finding the right font for the logo and kind of figuring out what I want that logo to look like and everything. But the rebrand for Sketch Every Day is Sketch Life, and that'll be coming up sometime soon. I think the first video for that is likely going to be something like this. That idea of breaking out of the sketchbook and it's like let's you know, sketch with watercolor. Let's do something that just feels a little different in that way, to kind of start getting the idea of the channel shifting into something new, while also still retaining the core of what kind of I thought of it in the beginning. Like I'll still probably do like the sketchbook flip throughs once I get back to it and everything, but almost everything else I can think of regarding it is finding ways again to just break out of that concept of sketchbook and sort of blossom it into more of sketch in whatever way and whatever format that works well for you. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, and so I'm mixing. This is just black watercolor and a nice big fat brush. And I love building shapes out this way, and it's similar. I can do the same thing with, like, you know, a wide Copic sketch marker. It's somewhat similar to what I do in my process with like a pocket brush pen or something, but the wideness of this brush creates a lot of these unique shapes, especially rock type shapes. And it's honestly just really fun to find ideas this way. So in terms of timing, this is pretty much all I can really share today. But I'm happy you guys joined me for this little half vlog, mini vlog, shorter than average vlog. But that's kind of what's going on in my studio world currently. And I'm looking forward to hanging out with my friend today and getting some new art done. And we've been talking about maybe doing another collaborative piece again, since we did one a number of years ago, which was fairly popular and ended up selling. But that was at least, 5 years ago or so. And it's definitely time for, I think, both of us to really start branching out and collaborating on something new. So if you guys enjoyed this video, as always, go ahead and hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts and comments below regarding anything I've talked about. whether that be this process or thoughts on the second channel reboot, so to speak. And this has been from Cinder Block Studios. Keep on creating, and I'll see you guys next time.